On Daf 77 of Yevamot, we get this concept that if somebody is teaching a concept in the law, and they're saying, this is how the law is in this particular circumstance, and they teach it consistently, and then this person has a circumstance where they run up against the same law, then it's perfectly fine that if they had taught an exclusion, a way that somebody could be let off in this particular law or benefit them, then it's okay that they should get the benefit. They consistently taught this principle, and now they're coming up in front of it, and they should get the benefit of that as well. But if somebody first was in a certain circumstance where this law came into question, and for their own self-interest, they taught, no, well, I have a tradition that we let people off in this circumstance. Well, then we're not going to be giving that same amount of understanding to them. We might be thinking, okay, this person is creating this law just to be benefiting themselves. They're saying they have a tradition, but do they? We have some doubt here. Maybe they're just being self-serving. And we have a particular case here that we're looking at. What is the case? We're looking at a case when it has been questioned whether King David is allowed to rule. Why? Because he comes from the tribe of Moab. Ruth was his great-grandmother, and she was from Moab, and it says that a Moabite is never allowed to be a convert into Israel. And this guy takes out his sword and is basically wearing a sword as he's discussing this, in kind of a way of saying, whoever disagrees with my ruling on this, I will kill you. And his ruling is that the law against people from Ammon and Moab converting into Judaism only applies to the men, does not apply to the women. And we say, wait a second, but can we believe this guy? Here he is, he's being very aggressive, and he's related to King David. So he's got a self-interest, and he's never taught this principle before. So how is it that we can be listening to what he has to say? Sounds like he's just being self-serving, right? And the response is that, look, if it was just him asserting this, then yes, we have an issue. But because he was living at the time of Shmuel the prophet, Samuel, and other great individuals, that we were not only relying on him. And in ordinary circumstances, we'd throw what he had to say, but here we consider to be some relevance because there were others who were not threatened by him, who had perspective on this as well and could teach the same principle.